Guys, what is the crack? Bitcoin with Dinny, and it's Dinny here. Hope you're having a good evening, morning, afternoon, night time, whenever you're catching this. Thought I'd hop on and give you a little FYI of what's going on Saturday, just in case any of you guys need some help, want to secure your portfolios or even get started building. So on Saturday what's happening is we're doing a workshop for what's called my Retire Early Club. What my Retire Early Club is, it's a course that I've set up. We've a community, we've over 100 people in the community now, and we basically take people and we start at zero. We assume you know nothing, okay? We teach you first we just get you in the community. We put you in our WhatsApp group, into the email list, and you start getting these emails and lessons. David, good evening, what's crack? Well, the birds there make a lot of noise, can you see them? Flying birds, not women birds. So once we infiltrate you into the community, you meet a lot of people who are very positive, very passionate, very hopeful about their future. And straight away, for a lot of people, they really like this, but because you see, positivity is infectious. Okay, when you're around people who are always doom and gloom, guess what? You feel doom and gloom. When you're around people who are really hopeful, really bright about the future, guess what? Starts to rub off on you. So straight away people feel better as soon as they come into our club, and as soon as they get a warm welcome from the guys already in the club. Then what we do is we start plugging out emails, and it's really basic stuff like how to set up your first crypto exchange where you'll buy your assets and where to get your wallet, and I send you all the links because a lot of this stuff to me is really second nature. But every day I get Facebook messages from people saying, Dinny, just got my wallet there off Amazon, and is this how to set it up right? And I'm like, alright, you're going to have to get that wallet and throw it in the bin, because you don't buy wallets off Amazon. You know, it's loads of these little simple little things that people just don't understand because no one taught them it, and they think they're just going to learn their way, but you can sort of set yourself up for a disaster, so you got to be careful. So there's one little tip: don't buy your wallet on Amazon, don't buy it on eBay, buy it direct from the manufacturer. Okay, Trezor or Ledger, they're the babies I like. So we teach you all about that. Then we teach you how to set up the wallet. Most people, you see, when they start in crypto, they leave their Bitcoin on exchanges. But for years, the saying has been not your keys, not your coins. So unless you hold the private keys, you don't really own the Bitcoin. All right. Now it's really convenient to just buy it and leave it sitting on an exchange. It's much more convenient than self-custodying it. It doesn't take as much brain power, it doesn't take as much time, it doesn't take as much effort from us. Alright? But however, we're seeing now that the counterparty risk it's okay. Little dog there just jumping up on me. We're seeing now that the problem with counterparty risk is all these custodians, exchanges, like the second biggest one, just blew up. And the Bitcoiners have been warning us of this since 2013, since Mt. Gox, which was the biggest exchange at the time, imploded, got hacked. So we have to self-custody. We have to learn to self-custody. There's another problem that when you don't self-custody, exchanges basically rehypothecate the Bitcoin. So they create more than 21 million. Now the whole value of Bitcoin, not the whole value, but one of its huge values is the scarcity of the thing, that it's a finite supply of only 21 million. Except some of these exchanges, they don't care about you, they don't care about the movement, all they want to do is make more money, okay, for their investors. And therefore they sell people what's called digital air. So they'll sell you a Bitcoin and me a Bitcoin and someone else a Bitcoin, Dave a Bitcoin and Ricky a Bitcoin, and they'll hope that we don't all decide to withdraw it at the same time. So really they've bought one Bitcoin from the open market and 4 people have a claim on it. They've basically inflated the Bitcoin supply by a 4x. What's 421s, lads? That could be beyond my maths. 84? There's 84 million Bitcoin basically now. Alright? That's not good. This is why you must learn self-custody. That's why it's so important. Not only the fact that you will lose, there's a high likelihood that you lose. Oh, what's that? There's a high likelihood that you lose your Bitcoin if you hold it with a third party, but also when you leave it on a third party custodian, they rehypothecate it, okay? They inflate the supply, which depresses the price. okay, or decreases the price, or suppresses the price, perhaps is a better way of explaining that. So that's why self-custody is so important. In Retire Early Club, then, our next module is personal finances. So we get everyone to do their own personal balance sheet, so you understand all your outgoings, all your liabilities, all your debt. Not that there are really 84 million. No, there's not. But effectively, Dave, if people leave their Bitcoin on the exchange, there might as well be. There's no way to prove otherwise. This is why the only way to audit Bitcoin is to self-custody it. And this is why there should be one day a year when anyone who owns Bitcoin, even if they're lazy coiners who leave it on exchanges and haven't learned a painful lesson yet, should be one day a year where it's obligatory for everyone to withdraw their Bitcoin, just so we get an audit, and then we get to see what exchanges are up to funny business. And they're all up to funny business, let me tell you that, because how many of them have gone bankrupt? They wouldn't have gone bankrupt if they weren't up to funny business, if they're just backing assets one-to-one. So they're basically screwing around. And in Bitcoin we have this term, and it's called don't trust, verify. And that's what that is. You withdraw your Bitcoin to a self-custody wallet. You're not having to trust, you're verifying the authenticity of that Bitcoin. Anyway, sorry I went on a tangent there. What else was I going to say? So then we do the personal balance sheet. Okay, so you understand your all your assets, all your liabilities, and you get a clear picture of your personal finances. This is something that's really essential. Probably heard me say it before, but Google Maps, it's amazing. I was using it earlier on. Jeez, lads, I ended up going up. It was dark, and I ended up going up this mountain road in the van, and it was like, there was no white line, it was skinny, and I was going like this, and I was shitting it, and there was corners, and it was just like, what is over that drop? But I survived anyway. But Google Maps will take you anywhere. I found this little shortcut, so I took it. But I regretted it, nowhere to turn, so I had to keep her lit. But Google Maps will take you anywhere, but it has to know where you are, okay? And it's the same as if you want to improve your financial situation, you must know exactly what your financial situation is right now. You must have a clear picture. And that's why a personal balance sheet, it's so important. And anyone who's really successful with their finances will always have a balance sheet. And anyone who's struggling with their personal finances will be the opposite. They won't have a personal balance sheet. They'll just think they know how much money they have, and they'll think they know what's coming in and what's going out, but really they won't have a clue. So that's why it's really important to do that. And that's what I'm covering this Saturday anyway. I'm doing a workshop this Saturday live with the guys. If you're interested, you're not in the Retire Early Club, jump in, join it, and I'll see you live on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. It'll be recorded, and recorded will be posted in the WhatsApp group. But that's for everyone who's in the Retire Early Club. We'll be going through that. And from there we go into crypto, we go into Ethereum, we go into investing principles and investing structures, and all sorts of other bits and bobs in the Retire Early Club. But the first modules I think are the most important, to learn how to self-custody, to learn how to control your own money, basically. And this is something, especially in Ireland, I'm not sure about, any of my guys in the UK or anywhere else in the world can comment and let me know, but in Ireland we have this sort of tradition that we don't control our own money. One is we live above our means, or at our means, so generally we don't have any extra money, okay, because that's just how society sort of programs us that we must do. We must go into debt, take on a big mortgage, and pay it off until you're 50 or 60. But and if you have any extra income, what you do is you give it when you're getting the Dinny dollars. How the other half live? The other half live, yeah, sitting on a park bench or a bench here in northern Spain, just chilling out, really enjoying it. Looking forward to getting home though. Heading home next week, I think. Missing my wife, missing me doggies. Had a great trip away. It's been awesome. But looking forward to getting back. Looking forward to a nice pint of Guinness too. But what we do is, we give our money away. So if we have any extra money, we just bundle into a pension. We go and see a financial advisor, and he takes us out for a free round of golf if you're very wealthy, and if you're not, then you pay him 500 quid to sit down with him, and then he basically sells you a product. You don't know he's selling you a product, you think he's doing you this massive favour. But he gets you into this vehicle anyway, that he'll be paid off or she'll be paid off as long as you stay alive and you invest into it. So you're giving your money away. It's just like when you buy your Bitcoin and leave it on exchange. You're giving your money away. You're not in control of your money anymore. You don't know what they're doing with it. You don't know what risk is being taken with it. This is why I think it's really important. Like, there's no one will have the interest of your money. There will be no one as interested in your money being secure, safe, and earning you a yield as you will be. This is why it's as important that you learn to control your own money. And finance was made to seem pretty complex, but like plonker like me figured it out, lads, so I think most people can. It's a lot simpler than you think, and that's the beauty of it. Investing isn't that difficult. Not investing is the riskiest thing you can do, because if you don't invest, you're guaranteed to lose your money. Alright, and that's just how our financial system works, and that's why it's predatory on people who don't understand the system, which is the majority of the people who use the system. And that's why the wealth concentrates. You know, that's why wealthy people get wealthier, and people who are struggling always stay struggling. It's lashing down here. Crazy swell. Bit of waves, those are happy days. There's a massive swell here at the moment, Scott. I didn't even surf today, it was too big. Too big! And yesterday was too big for me as well. I went out yesterday and I was shitting it, and I tried to stay in, and the currents was washing me out, and I only stayed in for about 45 minutes, so it wasn't good, wasn't comfortable, too big for me. But sidetracked. So this is why it's really important to learn to control your own money, and you're going to find that you have a much better outcome than people who don't control their own money. The other thing I'll just mention about investing is that, and this is why I love fitness, because fitness taught me all the lessons that when I brought them to the investment world, I had a lot of success. Because in fitness, there's two ways. You might have seen this in my story, but there's a short-term way. It's a want it now, what's the latest fad, no responsibility, blame the trainer, it's the trainer's fault he didn't get results. Okay, I want a cheap meal. You know, you just don't want to do the work, but you want the result, and you want the result immediately. Okay, that sort of mindset never gets you anywhere. Okay, those people, and I can sniff them out because I built a fitness company. It was my first company I built, and I ran it for nearly 2 decades. And I could sniff those people out within 3 sentences of talking to them. I was like, oh, this is going to be hard work. Do I even want to take on these clients now? Because it's going to be my fault when this one stays fat. Okay, but these people don't get anywhere, and when they're stuck in that mindset, they just go round and round. They find a new trainer and they look for the next shiny object, or they try these pills, or they're wearing some feckin' thing around their waist that's electrocuting them, you know, and it's just they never get anywhere. Okay, and then there's a second type of person, and sometimes I'd get people like that and I'd convert them. And I'll tell you another thing. Oh, sorry, my wife's ringing me there. I'm just going to hang up on her, and I will call her back. But I'll finish that story, and then I'll do a tangent. I'll talk to you about the bait and switch if I remember it. So, in fact, I'll talk to you about the bait and switch now. What the bait and switch is, and I use bait and switch in Bitcoin Martini, in our advertising, and I use bait and switch when I built my fitness businesses. So most of the world are short-term thinkers. They want it now, they want the easy way. And I'm the same. I'm not judging anyone. I'm the exact same. If there's like a hard way or an easy way, give me the damn easy way. But experience in life has taught me that there is no easy way for anything that's worthwhile getting or doing or having. The easy ways never work, okay? But given the two, I'm like, give me the easy way all day long. Of course, why wouldn't I want it now? So in advertising, we use what's called the bait and switch. Now what the bait and switch is, guys, hit the like button if you like this. I'm just having the crack here, but what the bait and switch is you tell people what they want to hear, okay? Or you pretend you're going to give them what they want, but then you actually give them what they need, okay? So what we used to advertise what was it? It was a 6-week challenge. And it was, I used to pay people a full refund if they lost £20. Okay? And then we done another one with a guarantee that if you didn't lose weight, we paid you. Or you stayed on as a client until you hit the goal. Alright, so it was all short term. It was all instant results. It was like, 6 weeks, fat to skinny. 6 weeks, can't fit your clothes to fit your clothes. Really short time frame. Like, you got to work out for more than 6 weeks, lads. I'll just tell you that, okay? You can get a great result. And I've had people lose 32 pounds in 6 weeks of training with me on my nutrition program and the training. I don't do it anymore, but I have feckin' albums of before and after pictures, and you wouldn't believe it. But my goal was always to give them a little result early, to show them the light. But during the 6 weeks, I was constantly working on them to go, it's more than this. We've got to continue this. We've got to find a maintenance diet now. We've got to find a maintenance training plan. It's not that we go all and then nothing. But what I found is, and it was one of my frustrations of the fitness industry, and it was why I ultimately decided I wanted out. I'm just like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. Just dealing with these people. That most people, they wouldn't do the work. They do all or nothing. So they're all in, diet's perfect, training's perfect. As soon as 6 weeks are over, yeah, buddy, I'm going to do it on my own, Dinny. I'm going to get some weights and train on my own. And you knew as near as God, I'm going to meet them at the shopping centre in about 2 months' time, and they're going to be fatter than when they started this program. And every single time, this was the case. Now, some of them, it mightn't have been in 2 months, it might take them 2 years, but they all fell off the wagon, okay? Some people, though, I'd actually convert, and I'd convert them into, oh no, they'd figured out, this is a long-term thing. I exercise forever. I strength train forever. I look after my diet forever. And it's work, it's hard work, and it's discipline. It's not easy. You know, there's a reason why a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old who has a great body has a great body. It's because they work their ass off. They've disciplined their nutrition and their training, their exercise, and all their self-care. It's easy when you're 20. You don't have to do feck all, you know, or even 30 if you've got a good metabolism. But when you start getting to 40, it takes discipline if you want to look good. Okay, so it's called the bait and switch. And in Bitcoin with Dinny, we use the bait and switch, okay? You know, and it's like you promise people short-term, amazing stuff, and then once you get them in, you go, okay, let's do this, but let's invest. Let's think of a decade plan, because everyone overestimates what they can do in a year, and we underestimate what we can do in a decade. Okay? In a decade, you've heard me say this before, we went from caravan, the poorest person you'll know, even though I always still look the same. I always look like a knacker. I sort of enjoy it some way, I don't know. I'm comfortable. But I went from the poorest person that you know, okay, in a decade, to not having to worry about money again. Create little investments that give me little bits of income and assets that are always going to be worth money, that I never have to worry about money again. That happened in 10 years. Now, please God, I'm touching wood, I'll get another 10 years here to be having the crack with you. And please God, you will too. Okay? So why not put stuff in place? And I didn't have access to Bitcoin. That was the irony of it. That's why now I think it's much easier. I built a business. Okay? And when you build a business, this is just Dinny waffle. Throw a comment in if you like it. When you build a business, you have to put all the energy into it, okay? Because I used to work 100-hour weeks. I used to sleep on the floor of the gym sometimes, because it wasn't worth going home. You know, because you're there till fucking 10:30 at night, and you're back in for 6:15 in the morning. What's the point in doing the 20-minute drive home and the 20-minute back for a handful of hours sleep? You get more sleep if you just hit the deck, okay? So when you build a business, you have to put all the effort into it. What I do now is, if I was in the same situation, I'd still build a business, but I'd also build into Bitcoin, okay? Because with the business, you have to put all your energy into it. Like, you know, if you build a business, you put all your energy into it, you're all in, okay? But with Bitcoin, you don't have to put any of your energy into it, okay? Right now, there's entrepreneurs all over this world, and they're working on Bitcoin to make my Bitcoin be worth more. It's beautiful, isn't it? So, that's, if I was starting again, that's what I do, and I think it'd be definitely a lot easier. I wouldn't have to work as hard, but I would. I'd still work my ass off to get it done in a quicker time frame. And that is the, but that's the process of anything that's worthwhile takes work. That's why Bitcoin is based around proof of work, and then we have proof of stake. And people don't realize the difference between the two, because they haven't done the work. They just think, oh, proof of stake gets the same job done, but it uses less energy, so it's better. You know, you probably need to go and do another 100 hours, or 50 hours, or at least 20 hours on the difference between proof of work and proof of stake. Okay? Proof of work is the reason why a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old who has this great body looks like that. Okay? 99% of the time, it's because they work their ass off and they've discipline. 1% of the time, it's just genetics and they get lucky. Whoop-de-doo. Some people get lucky and they win the lotto. Some people get unlucky and they die early. You know, nobody knows. That's the lotto of life. But proof of work is the proof of work is sort of how the world works. It's how nature works. It's how our universe works. It's on proof of work, and that's why proof of work is the invention. And anything that operates on proof of stake, you know, maybe it's got some use. We'll see. The free market's going to mess around with it and see if it comes to anything. But ultimately, the invention for me, as far as I'm concerned, is proof of work, and the largest proof of work network by 100x or something is Bitcoin. So it's clearly won the proof of work battle. It's got the network adoption. Kevin, thanks. Can I ask, is your retirement based all on Bitcoin? Who's that? Vincent Byrne. Me personally, no, because when you want to be an investor, you want to diversify. So I've investments in property, I've investments in businesses, precious metals, Have I equities? Feck all equities. I've got commodities though. You know, so you don't really want to be concentrated on one outcome. That's what investing is to have diversified outcomes. So you don't need one exact situation to work out for you to win. It's like you can win in all outcomes. And then we use rebalancing, which is a skill we teach in the Retire Early Club, and that's how you de-risk and take profit from your pension plans. You know, whatever way you build your portfolio based on the percentages of allocations to the different asset classes. You know, once you decide on your mandate, you sort of stick to your mandate and you use a rebalancing strategy to protect you from market volatility. Kevin says great content. Thanks, Kevin. Guys, I hope you're having a good evening over there, wherever you are. Let me know what the weather's like. It was raining here today. It was a lovely sunny morning. Then we had rain. I know it's kind of clear. There's mountains behind me, and the weather really changes quick here. It is. It's like a little... it's got its own little climate here, and it's really changeable. And even the surf can be offshore perfection. And like, you'd be surfing it, you'd be like, oh, better save some energy for later. But then later it's like onshore mess. So I've learned now that if the surf's good, you just stay out there until your arms can't handle it anymore. Anyway, I'm just going to head back to base camp. I just took the van out for a little drive to charge up my batteries. And I might go back to base camp, play at my flute for a while, tin whistle, and have a nice evening. I hope you have a super evening too. And if there's any questions, throw them in and I'll probably answer them, you know, whenever I go live again. But hopefully you got some value out of this, and if you did, maybe give it a share, like, or a comment. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. And remember, proof of work is the invention. If you want it, work for it. Vinny out.